Hey folks, this is the third of possibly four, but more than likely just three blurbettes that I have in mind on giving you on enharmonic respelling and how that applies to the fully diminished seventh chords. And I learned this from one of my former colleagues at Lewis, Mike McFerrin. And I've used this ever since for a number of reasons. Not the least of which it means if you can do this like within a short period of time, you're pretty good at respelling things enharmonically. All right, so the idea is you take, for example, C, E flat, G flat, and B double flat, that fully diminished seventh chord, that fully diminished, and you respell it in such a way that all of the possible leading tones are used as roots. So C, E flat, G flat, and B flat. C, of course, is a leading tone to D flat, right? But C can also be respelled as B sharp. And B sharp is the leading tone to C sharp, or C sharp minor, for example. And C sharp, so B sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and A. Okay? And then we think of, all right, now E flat. Can E flat be respelled as a leading tone? Yes, it can. All sharp notes can be leading tones. Remember, only one flat note can be a leading tone, and that's B flat. And that can be respelled as D sharp, F sharp, A, and C. Right, that's so we're spelling it now. F sharp can also be a leading tone. So F sharp, A sharp, C, and E flat. F sharp, A, C, and E flat. That same chord, right, just respelled so that the F sharp, which is of course the leading tone to G, is now the root of the chord. Now A can be a leading tone. And a fully diminished seventh chord using A, C, E flat, and G flat, revoice that chord, and you get the sonority, at least, of the original fully diminished seventh chord that we started with, C, E flat, G flat, and B flat. Then there's one more. There's A can be, that pitch can be respelled as G double sharp. G double sharp. G double sharp, B sharp, D sharp, and F. So G double sharp, B sharp, D sharp, and F sharp. If you revoice that, you get the original fully diminished seventh chord that we started out with. So that's the basic idea of what I was talking about when we're talking about using the fully diminished seventh chords and revoicing or rewriting them so that all the possible leading tones in that particular fully diminished seventh chord are used as roots. And what you get when you write this down on the board, it looks sort of something like this. Hopefully you can see that. This is one of my many cheat sheets from my classes. And you'll also notice I've done another one with C sharp, E, G, B flat as the starting fully diminished seventh chord. So anyway, that's a neat, handy exercise. And thanks again to Dr. Mike McFerrin from Lewis to showing me this. And it's a good exercise and a quick way to see how good a student or students are at respelling enharmonically. I found this to be a good lesson and a good assignment and a good quiz and a good, maybe even timed exam question, because being able to respell stuff quickly is not a bad skill to have. Okay, anyway, so that's Blurb-ette 3 of possibly 4, but probably 3 on the fully diminished 7th chords and respelling enharmonically leading tones, etc., etc. All right, hope you're well, and I will talk at you later. What a day. Nice day. For once. It's actually going to be cool outside today here in the countryside. All right, I'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.